Good morning, everybody. We'll be starting in just a second. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Let's say hello to everybody. Mia, where are your manners, Mia? Why don't you say hello to everybody? I have a cat on my lap right now. You guys can't see it, but Mia decided to join me this morning. So I'm actually here with the cat, with the kitty cat. Kevin, good morning. Ivano, good morning. James, good morning. JB, good morning. Jean, good morning. Pete, good morning. Robert, Jody, Bill, Jill, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Bugs, Santiago, Devin, Lydia, Flying Ronan, Kirk, Vernon, Piet de Brock, Alexander, good morning. No more large position sizes for you, Alexander. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Um, we got, what do we got here? We got, Jill, Bug, Santiago, Devin, Flying Ronan, Vernon, Piet de Brock, Alexander, Harold, HG. Good morning, HG. Congrats. Congrats on your progress. You're doing great. Robert, Eduardo, Matt, Tom, Wade, Javad, Richard from Fuente Gordo. Good morning. Kevin, Thomas, Walt, Omar. Good morning. Jeff, Illinois grain farmer, Stan, John, Dave, Stephen. Hola to you too. We got a lot of people here. That's what we got. Uh, I've lost my place now. These are the problems in my life. Mia, you gotta help me with this, Mia. You can't see her. She's right on my lap right now. Delroy, we got Blair, we got Wesley from Lake Las Vegas. Hot. Yeah, it's hot here too. Lewis, Wayne, Penny, Duzzy, Hopium, Larry, Waterford, David, Sassy Trainer, Timothy, Genevieve, Moondog. Good, good. Arnolfo, SB, you want to leave me, Mia? She's getting up. I think you could see her shadow right here. Go, go, go. If you want to go, go. You want to just turn around. Nah, she just wants to turn around. Timothy, Genevieve, Moondog, Arnolfo, SB, Diana. Good morning, everybody. Victor, William, Harry, Ray, Gregory, G Boss. It's hanging well today. My wife has left me again. My wife keeps leaving me. She'll be back tomorrow. She took Rachel, my 12-year, well, she's going to be 12. She's 11 still, to Universal Studios. She'll be back tomorrow. So I'm home alone with 4 dogs and 4 cats. Malik, Sergey, Justin, Ellen, Scotty, Dan. That's a good one, Dan. I don't know. I haven't come up with one yet, but I got to come up with one. That's a good one. What is the cat in the lap indicator called? I don't know. Uh, it's a, I'll have to think about that one. Hey, Dan, Dave, Martin, good morning. Good morning. Moondog, David, Peanuts, Health, Wesley, Health Wellness, Wesley, Frank, Rachel, Tom, Cheese, Gray Trader, Bob, good morning, Bob. Jesse, Harold, Manuel, Pat, Kurt, Bob, Mark, Steven, G Boss, Cam, Tom, and Sherman. All right, she's left. Let me kick her out of here. Bye bye. I'm so sorry about that. But sometimes she comes up here and she'll want to stay with me in the morning. Hope everybody's doing great. We'll be starting in just a few minutes. This weekend was a pretty mellow weekend. I actually went to Dick's yesterday, got some clothing. I do like 80% of my clothing at Dick's because I hate dressing up and I love casual clothes. And Dick's has just like everything. I love that store. So got this shirt there yesterday, got a couple of hats. I know you guys never see me wear hats, but I do like to wear hats sometimes. So yeah, I got to clean 3 litter boxes, and I got to take 4 dogs to walk today. So it's going to be one of those days. But let's talk about the market. We've got a lot to talk about. I did. I went there yesterday at the town center. All right. First things first. First things first. Let me tell you what I'm going to be talking about in the VIP room today. And I have a major announcement for you all in the VIP room, a major announcement, but a major announcement. So don't miss out VIP room today. So let me tell you what uh, no, no, no. I'm nothing to do with buying dicks. I just that's like the only sporting goods store that I like in my area. That's the only thing. I'm not trying to give you any advice on what to buy right now. I'm just making conversation for the first few minutes. Honestly, that's it. So here's the agenda for the VIP room today. Okay, how do I select trades for the pit? How do I select trades for the pit? Different type of trading setups that I trade and why. How the morning and the VIP room show helps me identify the current market structure. Why options are mostly an afterthought. Why the general market always comes first and why it's the biggest mistake non-pros make. Staying away from chop and and noise when picking stocks. Respecting the long-term and the short-term trend, time spreads, and other non-directional market cycles, which options to select for the underlying asset, how I use the watch list to identify pit trades, and then a few questions I'm going to answer that somebody sent me an email over the weekend. How I use the watch list that I give you every day to identify pit trades, and how I use volume profile to help me identify if price is far away from value area. So, and I'm going to make a major announcement today in the room, and I'm going to give you some stocks. Does that sound like a good agenda for you guys today? Today's going to be all about the pit. You guys know the pit is where it's my favorite. That's that's where I hang out all day long. Nobody puts trades in the pit except me. We've had a 94.2 win rate. That's not even including the bonus trades. We haven't had a loser in I don't even know how long, and I'll be talking about that today. So let me give you the link for that. And I'll be making a very special announcement that'll make a lot of you very, very happy. All right. So let me give you the agenda again. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. How I select day trades and swing trades directly from the pit. How I do it. Different type of trading setups that I trade and why. How the morning and the VIP room show help me identify the current market structure. Why options are an afterthought. Why the general market always comes first and why this is the biggest mistake you guys make. Staying away from chop and the noise when picking stocks. Respecting the long term and the short term trends, time spreads, and other non directional market cycles, which options to select for the underlying asset, how, and these are the two questions somebody asked me, so I'm going to answer. I think James or somebody asked me via email over the weekend. How I use the watch list to identify pit trades, how I use market profile to identify if prices too far from value area. Oh, Cam, you got me with Lulu. Yeah, Lulu. That was our last losing trade. Yeah. Well, I was in Germany too. I'll do a volume profile class in a couple of weeks, maybe a month, but at least it'll warm you guys up to how I use volume profile. And I don't use volume profile in a very advanced way or anything like that. I use indicators in a very, very simple way. If you guys missed this session, I don't know what to tell you. You guys are not. If you guys missed this session, then you're not operating on all fours. And if you have a question, please go to Customer Service Live. They will help you. By the way, a little note for Customer Service Live, nothing to do with what we're here for. I just figure we got 422 people here. Cam, Gustavo, listen carefully, okay? I know that some of the folks have been coming to you guys for the Trading View, Alpha Zone Pro, Trading View, missing arrows and things like that. That's a setting on the platform. Matt has notified customer service about that on Friday. It is not a change to our program. We didn't get rid of the arrows and the lines and all that stuff. It's just a simple tweak in Trading View you have to make, okay? If Cam and Gustavo, if they haven't told you about it yet, just reach out. They'll let you know what it is. But you don't have to retrain everybody on how to use Trading View Alpha Zone Pro without arrows and all that stuff. It's all there. We never changed it. It's all there. Okay. Or no, no, no. It was I think it was Think or Swim actually, or Trading View, one or the other. Anyways, we got it all figured out. It's not a problem. We didn't make any changes. The arrows and the lines are all still there. Um, I could talk about it in the same. Okay, cool, Gustavo. Cool, cool. I'm not going anywhere, David. I'm not going anywhere, and I wasn't planning on going anywhere. That's not the announcement has anything nothing to do with me going anywhere. I was never planning on going anywhere. That's not what the announcement about. But there's a complaint that all of you have one complaint about the VIP room, and we're getting rid of it today. Finally, after 3 years, we're getting rid of it. Okay, so all right. So anyway, let's talk about today. Let's talk about today. What are the biggest catalysts today? Can anybody tell me? I'm not going on vacation. I'm not. It's nothing to do with me. I'm making an improvement to the VIP room, something you guys have been asking me about for 2 years or 3 years, and I'm finally doing it. And I'll talk and I'll make a major announcement, major change. Nothing bad, all good. All right. Here we go. Catalysts, factory orders. Yes, I have factory orders, definitely. Spotify, I do have Spotify because that is a consumer discretionary stock. Mega caps, not Amazon and Meta. That's behind us already. That's already traded on Friday. We have the reaction, but we have Tesla. Okay, Jeffrey's got Tesla up over 1%. John's got, so John and let's see, Frank has Catalyst Fed rates, factory orders, Spotify, and Reddit's already, bye-bye Reddit. It's already done. BMW, no. Gustavo, if you want to see the, yeah. Yeah, Gustavo will show you today how to get those arrows to pop up on your charts. Factory orders, SMH, XLY, tariffs. Let's see, Richard. Factory orders, semiconductors. All right, can you guys tell me why semiconductors are a catalyst today? Because everybody seems to be doing semiconductors. Is there an earnings report on a chip stock that I'm not aware of? I have small caps, Ira. I do. But no, there's no fallouts from job reports and firing. That's Friday, does he? Folks, I do this every single day, right? And you guys are making the exact same mistake every single day. When did the news come out on Amazon and Apple? Friday morning. Did the market have a chance to trade after that? Yes. It's not a catalyst anymore. Why is it so hard to understand this? Is it that hard to understand this? Right? Why are people talking about things that already happened Friday morning? Reddit came out Friday already. Reddit already came out Friday. It's not a catalyst anymore. When does AMD come out with earnings? Okay, when does AMD come out with earnings? When does AMD come out with earnings? Let's see. Let's see here. After market closed tomorrow. Folks, listen to me. Listen to me. I'm doing this to teach you something. Okay? I'm not doing this so you guys can just start typing shit. A, you're just confusing people. B, you're not understanding what a catalyst is if you guys keep doing this. Okay? All right. A catalyst is something that the market hasn't had a chance to put into its value. How can the market appraise you of what AMD is doing if AMD hasn't come out yet? Tomorrow will be a catalyst for AMD. No. Wednesday will be a catalyst for AMD because earnings come out tomorrow after the close. Folks, it's a real simple concept. And I'm starting to just get the idea that you guys are just not paying attention. A catalyst has nothing to do with what happened on Friday, and a catalyst has nothing to do with what's going to happen on Wednesday or Tuesday. A catalyst is something that came out that we know about already, A, and B, the market hasn't had a chance to trade on it. It came out already. The market hasn't had a chance to trade on it. Let's start again. I don't care if Moondog and my wife is in Orlando, and a lot of stocks are up. A lot of stocks are down. I'm asking a very specific question. Answer my question. What are the catalysts for this earnings session, for this morning session, trading session? I have mega caps via Tesla. I have Spotify, consumer discretionary. I have factory orders. I have something else that none of you got. Palantir is not a catalyst. It's not a major stock. It's not a big cap. It's not a large cap. It's not substantial enough to be a catalyst. Okay, Richard Feinberg's got something. TSM, let's see when that comes out. I think you're onto something, Richard. Hold on. Okay, that's a catalyst. That's a catalyst. A chip stock. And on, I think, too. That's a catalyst. Those are two catalysts. By the way, thank you, because I did not have them on my list this morning. So thank you. So let me put chip stocks. Folks, a catalyst is something that will potentially impact the market as soon as it opens. If a stock's already traded, it's already impacted the market. So ask yourself the following question. It's a two-pronged test. Write this down. Is the news out already, or is it going to come out before the market opens? Yes. Okay, you got one. Is it something that the market has not had a chance to price into its value? If the answer to those questions is yes, it's a catalyst. If the answer to those questions is no, it's not a catalyst. I'm going to repeat them again because you guys do this every single day. Is it something that's already known or is going to be known before the market opens? Yes. Is it something that the market's going to have a chance to price in immediately in the next time it's open? Yes. That's a catalyst. If it doesn't fit those two-pronged tests, it ain't a catalyst. Does everybody understand? Does everybody understand? Does everybody understand? Okay. Two-pronged test. Is it known? Do we know that? Do we know? Okay, so let me show you. Do we know AMD's earnings? No. Are we going to know AMD's earnings before this trading session? No. Is the market going to price in AMD into this trading session? No. So it's not a catalyst. Capiche? Is it something that's already known? And is what is known going to be effectively traded within the price so the price can assimilate it? If the answer is no twice, you don't have a catalyst. If the answer is no once, you ain't got a catalyst. So I'm going to say this again. Is it something that is going to be known or is already known, and has the market has a chance to price it in? The answer has to be yes for both. If it isn't yes, it ain't a catalyst. Okay? All right, let's continue. Okay, let's continue. I want to make sure you guys understand this. This is important. Meanwhile, let me give you earnings for the week ahead. These are the biggest earnings players for the week ahead. Okay? I posted them for you right there. And we'll go through that tomorrow. See, tomorrow, potentially, AMD will be a catalyst. Is it happening today? No. No. Well, it's happening after market hours. Well, then the market doesn't have a chance to trade on it, does it? All right. So I just posted that for you, okay? So you have the biggest catalyst and you have on the right side earnings expectations. There's one more catalyst that I'm saving for when we do technicals. And I got to leave a little earlier today. I got to walk the dogs before I go to work because I'm not going to be home till about 4:00. So I'll be a little late to work. I apologize. Factory orders. Factory orders. That's a major report because we want to know if factory orders are increasing or not. And that's pretty important, okay? That's going to be an important report. Tomorrow we have ISM services, international trades and goods and services. This is going to be really important. Productivity and cost is going to be really important. And the bond auctions, this bond auction here is going to be really important. Although this week is not as big of a week as last week. Okay. What are the small caps that Uncle Roger's looking at today? Let me give you the small caps. Verb. Yes, Verb. Above 15. CLYM. Above 175. And NAAS above 380. Capiche? Right, exactly. So it's not, that's why I said, Cam, it's not going to be a catalyst till Wednesday morning. She left all the dogs with me. She left all the dogs with me. I don't want them going anywhere for one day. I'd rather they spend time with me. I should probably just take them to work with me. Two of them. Nah, I'm not going to do that. All right. So I'm going to do this again because I know I'm going to get people repeating, asking me questions. First one was VERB above 15 during the regular session. CLYM above 175 during the regular session. And NAAS above 376. See, you got to understand something. This is all pre-open. We want them to go above the pre-open high during the regular session. You understand? Very, very, very important. Very, very, very important. Okay. Now that we're making good progress today. Remember, folks, I'm just going to post this real quick. Whoops. VIP room agenda for today is, survey says, here's the link. Please don't miss out. And today I'm going to have a lot of stuff today. I'm going to have we're going to talk about the pit. It's my that's where I'm all day long. How I select day trades and swing trades for the pit, different types of trading setups that I trade and why, how the morning and the VIP room show help you identify the current market cycle, the ASU, why options are an afterthought, why the general market always comes first, and why it's the biggest mistake folks like you make, not paying attention to the market, staying away from chop and the noise when picking stocks, respecting the long-term and the short-term trends, time spreads and non-directional market cycles, which options to select for the underlying asset. And here are two questions somebody asked me over the weekend. How I use the watch list that I give you every day here to identify pit trades, and how I give you, I also give you stocks in the pit all day long for your watch list. So how we use those for trades, how I use volume profile to help me identify prices far away from value area or far below value area. So I will be talking about. I don't really give any follow through. I'm just going to call you DH. Okay, Dhana. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name 100%, so I don't even want to try. I'm not going. Generally speaking, if you have anywhere from 30 to 50% on those morning trades, you should take profit on them. Okay, those are mostly day trades. Regular session, good question. Regular session is 9:30 to 4 o'clock Eastern time or 4:15 Eastern time. That's the regular session. That's a good question. Good question. When the market opens, when the bell rings, tring, tring, tring. And then also, don't forget customer service live, because when you get frustrated, who's going to help you? Cam and Gustavo show. It's like Ghostbusters. Who's going to help you? Cam and Gustavo, and Jax will show up too sometimes. Don't mess up. And again, I'm going to make a very special announcement today in the VIP room, a very special announcement. So don't miss out. You guys are going to love it. You guys are going to be very, very happy. All right. And I've already given you this, and I'll give it to you again. This is my I'll talk about it, Harry, at 1 o'clock. I'll talk about it at I'll talk about it at 1 o'clock today. Harry has a question. What was the question? Harry, can you touch on the criteria? Yes, I will. Just remind me, I will. It's actually one of the topics I'll be talking about. But if you're there, Harry, then yes. Yes, that's right, Ira. It's actually 4:15. Options close at index options don't close till 4:15. But yes, 9:30 to 4 o'clock. Just remind me, Harry, because I'll be talking about all of that stuff. So that's definitely something I want to talk about. Okay. Also, folks, just FYI, I know it's a little bit late for this, but it got me last week. I was at 740. Make sure you go to the gearbox and switch to 1080 unless you're on an incredibly fast Ethernet. 2 years from now, I probably won't be talking about that because everybody will be on fiber, but still, we're still on cable. 1080p, force 1080p. Yet last Friday or Thursday, I was trying to show you an example, and I was on 720p, and I'm Etherneted. So we'll talk about that in a minute, William, when we talk about stocks. So 1080p, guys, 1080p. And also, while you're there, please give us a thumbs up. I cheat and give myself one thumbs up. Only do it one time. It's right below the gearbox. It helps Google keep us relevant. It tells Google that it's a cool show and people like to watch it. And that's that. So now let's now talk about gold. Remember what I told you on Friday when the market on Thursday and Friday when the market was cooling off. I told you that if you the gold is right at the precipitous of being stopped out right here. But I also made a comment. I said the market. This is me talking last week. I also made a comment and I said, look, the U.S. dollar is going higher and the stock market's dropping. I said if you currently have gold, if you bought it way up here or if you bought it over here, it's okay to hold on to it. If you don't have it, don't do anything. But if you currently have it, hold on to it. Well, the people who held on to it are now almost break even or almost at profit. I would say hold on to it and see if we can break this level. The key level on gold right now is 34.10, 34.20. This level right here. If we break this level, we're going to go higher. And a lot of it is dependent on the US dollar. Now, the US dollar is coming back down again right now. So a lot of it depends on the US dollar. If the US dollar keeps coming up, it's going to put pressure on the gold market. If US dollar starts coming down, it's going to make gold more attractive. I would say be cautious right now. Don't initiate and don't liquidate. Just hold on. Just hold on and just hold on and see what happens next couple of days because we're kind of in no man's land right now. As you could see here, we're below the stop out area and we're above the stop out area, but we're below the entry level area. So my suggestion is if you had gold or if you're holding gold, I wouldn't be liquidating it right now, but I wouldn't be buying any up. Okay. That's my hey, Richard says on the new, good morning, Richard. On the new laptop I got due to processors, it's always on 1080 on my desktop. I have to focus. Yeah. Yeah. Laptops, Richard, have better internet connection. They're designed more for wireless. So it picks up the faster connection. Hope you're having a good time in Orlando with the family, okay? You could see where I'm at when my family's in Orlando. You know what, Richard? You should have dropped them off in Orlando, right? And you should have just come over here and hung out with me for 2 days while your family's is in Orlando. That's what you should have done, Richard. Next time, just give them a fast pass, let them loose, and come over here hang out with Roger for a couple of days. That's what you got to do, Richard. All right, U.S. dollar. U.S. dollar seems to be coming down. We're still in this range, and we have a lot of unforeseeability with the U.S. dollar right now. What I will tell you right now is I'm expecting it to hold this area for the foreseeable future, which is about 97, 98. But we're moving pretty fast away from par, and that has a lot to do with Friday's data. Again, we may be bouncing today. Keep an eye on the 100-day moving average, which is at 99.33. And on the downside, keep your eye on the 15-day EMA, which happens to be at 98.27. Okay. Good, Richard. Good. Home alone, 24 hours, home alone. I got a hall pass for 24 hours. Crude oil still not doing anything. If the market bounces back today, then we should see crude oil come back up. But honestly, I was expecting a little bit more downside from this, and we didn't get it. I would say we're just stuck here. Also, folks, August is not a great month for the market. I got you, Richard. I totally understand. I totally understand. Okay. Bond market. The bond market is right at the 100-day moving average. It's still holding on to the 100-day line. Right here, we're seeing flight to quality. A lot of what happens this week with the stock market is going to impact the bond market. But as of Friday, we were at flight to quality mode with this gap. You could see this line here. This is a VWAP, anchored VWAP. And you could see how things come and go right to the anchored VWAPs. Wait till you see the stock market. Well, that's good. Richard, it's worth it. Trust me. Trading will always be here. Your daughter's only going to college, leaving for one time, Verb is on fire. Oh, yeah. Let's look at Verb. Yeah, Verb is on fire. Yeah, that's right. Verb, the one I told you about at 15 is now at 21. Look at this. This is where the entry was right here. Anyways, these small caps are a gag. I asked you if you guys wanted me to keep giving you these small caps, and everybody said unequivocally, yes, please. So I'm just going to keep giving them because it only takes me a few minutes to find them. That's right. That's right. William knows. Yeah, they're increasing their production. They're increasing their production, but at the same time, I'm not really seeing a major impact on crude technically. And you got a lot of support. Look at you got two VWAPs here. You have the 50 and the 100 day. So if we couldn't break down on Friday, I'm not really that optimistic or pessimistic that we're going to break down today. As far as I'm concerned, we're still within this structure. Okay. Still within this structure. That's the cool thing about having people in this room that are more, we don't have that many youngsters here. We have mostly people that are, over 30, over 40, and people at that age start to appreciate family more. So it's, teenagers, they're all into friends, but once you start, growing up, family comes first. China is below the line here. China's kind of in a wait and see mode right now. Globally, they're not doing that great, and this market is putting a lot of pressure on China. And we're going to get a better idea when I talked about stocks where we're at right now. But for now, be very, very cautious with the market. Okay, be very, very cautious with the market. Bitcoin, Bitcoin is still in this area. We're still in breakdown mode. It's picking up. It's kind of getting. Remember what I told you years ago that Bitcoin is going to become a counter trending asset, and it's going to start getting a lot more correlated to the stock market. It's starting to get, especially technology, it's getting more correlated to the stock market. It's not, this is going to be a primary asset sooner than later. There's only so much it could do. There you go. Uh, all right. So be cautious. Be cautious. I think we're going to have a little bounce because we're right above the VWAP. I think we're going to have a bounce. The key level you want to watch on Bitcoin is going to be right here. If you're using the Bitcoin Trust, it's this asset right. It's this price right here, right around 91.28, the 15-day. I'm not a huge Bitcoin trader. Jeffrey Turnmeyer is really big on Bitcoin, but I'm not. I'm a technical trader, so it really doesn't matter to me what I trade. I was on a rooftop last night with her watching the fireworks. Totally new, different view from watching. Oh, totally, totally. I like Disney at night, actually. When I go, I like to go at night. I don't like to go in the mornings. All right, let's talk about the stock market, okay? We're doing pretty good on time here. As you could see, volatility went up to the 100-day moving average on Friday, and it hit above 21. It hit above 20. That means options are a little more expensive than usual, but they backed off pretty well. We're still at the 200-day moving average, and usually Monday is a consolidation day. Excuse me, especially after what we saw last Friday. A lot of folks are expecting the market to bounce today. I'm going to give you the all-in level and not in a few minutes, but we may have a little bounce, but I would be very, very cautious today. I don't know if we're done with the downside and the bond, excuse me, and the volatility doesn't either. If volatility was so certain that this was built, if we were done, it would be right here. This is just kind of like, let's see what happens, and let's see if we're in the second part, and also we're still near 20. So don't get too complacent and thinking that the party's over. Okay, the party may not be over. The party may not be over. Wait till I talk about technicals. Okay. Okay. Now some bad news. This is the S&P 500. Look at how many stocks we have below the 50-day moving average. I warned you about this. Look at how many stocks we have above the 200-day moving average. This is the S&P 500. This is not all stocks. This is the S&P 500. You only have 53 stocks trading above the 200-day moving average. Now, I know you all have a different definition of a bear market, but in my definition, when less than 50% of stocks are trading below the 200-day moving average, guess what? We're in a bear market. We're not doing all that great right now, either the 50 or the 200. We don't have a lot of stocks rocking and rolling right now. This is an extreme vulnerability right here. Okay. Now, what about other indexes? Well, look at the small caps. First of all, this is Russell 3000. This is everything. This is like 3,000 of the biggest stocks. This is okay, the Russell 3000 is the Russell 1000 and the Russell 2000. So, it's 1,000 large cap stocks and these are actually a lot better to so you know how I trade stocks that are not in the S&P 500 on my watch list for the pit has like 750, 800 stocks. Well, it has most of these stocks in it. Okay. And this is a much better representation of the big market because it has 1,000 large stocks versus 500 large stocks. And again, don't kill the messenger. I'm just telling you, I'm just showing you. Look at where we're at right now. Stefan, what was the question? What does the firing of the head of labor stat and replacing mean for the future jobs report? That's a great question, Stefan. Well, here's the problem. You know, if I answer that question, Stefan, I'm going to start getting into a political discussion, and I don't want to do that. All I'm going to tell you is this. The person was fired for doing absolutely nothing wrong. The person did not do anything wrong. And if Trump thinks that firing somebody who's reporting the news is going to change the news, well, then he should actually go to high school, okay? Because that's like what a child would do. But Trump fired somebody who had absolutely nothing to do with it just so he can blame somebody. The fact is, employment is getting worse. They're going to hire somebody else, but them hiring and firing somebody else is not going to change the data, you see? Now, what kind of a person would fire somebody just because they don't like what the number says? I'll leave it at that. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to get into this discussion because it has nothing to do with one analysis right now. Right? It is no, it's not going to affect the market. It just makes him look like a douchebag. Okay. And that's all I'll say that. And Kevin saying and Kevin Hassett backing him up is just proving what I've been telling you forever. My ex partner is the biggest, I wanted to say ass man, yes man in the world. Not an ass man, a yes man. Okay. So that's just like what are you doing, man? What do you do? Like, what do you do? Now, is that going to move the market? No. Do I want to talk about it? No. Do I want to get political? Not at all. But like, why? I mean, do you think you firing this person is going to change the facts? It's like a child crying, thinking they're going to change. It's retarded. Okay, that's all I'm going to say there. Uh, no, it's not a good approach. It's nonsense. It's just stupidity. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't want to talk about it. It's just nonsense. As far as sectors that are still leading, you still have infotech and you still have communication service leading. But again, I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all. This is a lot of vulnerability. A lot of vulnerability. Okay? A lot of vulnerability. No, it doesn't affect anything. To me, labor data collection moved from the it's anyways, let's continue. Nasdaq 100, 55%, 50%. How about Nasdaq Composite, 48%? Do you guys remember somebody with the name Uncle Roger telling you last week before this meltdown that the market really looks like this? This was right here, by the way. Right here. Do you remember me telling you this is what the market really looks like before this happened? It's not looking that pretty. We're at the 50-day moving average. Okay. All right. Let me go through the news and then I'll talk about everything here. Above moving average. Folks, it's terrible. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's just acting childish. I don't know what to say. Again, don't get me roped up into these discussions. Then I'm going to get a bunch of emails saying I'm getting political on you. It's just it's not going to have any impact on the market. So what's the point of talking about it, right? I don't get upset unless something impacts when Trump does something and it impacts the market, I get really pissed off. But when it doesn't impact the market, he's just being himself. So that's that. Remember, I don't like politics. I hate politics. So the only time I'm going to get into politics if it's really moving the market. Otherwise, Uncle Roger's just not going to talk about it because I don't care. Okay, pointing to a higher open. Wait till I finish everything, and let me give you my conclusion, and let me tell you how to trade today. Good, good. I'm glad to hear that. All right, let's continue. Focus on what I'm going to say, because what I'm talking about will actually move the markets, not because I'm saying it, but because I'm talking about relevant stuff. So we're pointing to a higher open. Investors placed hopes on Federal Reserve to step with interest rate cuts. I think that there's a much higher chance of them lowering rates now with the 70,000 versus 100,000 jobs report on Friday. I think they should lower rates in September. I mentioned that to you. I mentioned to you that I thought they should cut rates in August, like right now, but they're not going to do it. So I guess September is going to be my in line with September. Amazon did really bad, more concerned with their forward-looking statements. This is really bad for consumer discretionary. All the tariff stuff is about to hit us right now. Because remember, they were buying stuff, so we're about to get double hit right now. This is not really good. Uh, Micron dropped over 3%. Bullish side, Reddit surged over 17%. Reddit is not a major catalyst. Okay. Amazon is a major catalyst. Marvel is a major catalyst. Reddit is not a major catalyst. Micron is a major catalyst. The Labor Department showed that 73,000 in July, weaker than expected. And these are all the revisions are becoming worse and worse and worse. I didn't think the unemployment was that bad. It went up to 4.2 from 4.1, which isn't a big deal. But the number of people getting hired and the revisions are coming in really, really low. Okay. ISM fell. The numbers are coming back. I mean, what's happening in the economy in the last 3 months is starting to rear its ugly head at the worst possible time, too. Federal Governor Waller and Michelle released statements explaining their dissent from Wednesday's decision. It's the first time that we've had a dissent in a long time. I also thought that the Fed should have lowered rates sometimes in August, but there's no meeting in August, so I guess it'll have to be September. There's now a 79% chance that they're going to cut rates. We have a lot of earnings this week, a lot. Folks, if you haven't got this yet, here it is. Here's the link. These are the biggest earnings players this week. Okay. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong link. That's the VIP room link. Here's the link for the earnings. Here's the links for the earnings. There you are. If you're just coming in right now, the VIP agenda is this is the agenda for today's VIP room. How I select day trades and swing trades from the pit, different types of trading setups I trade with and why, how the morning and VIP room show can help you identify the current market structure, why options are afterthought, why the general market always comes first, and why this is the biggest mistake non-pros make, staying away from chop and the noise when picking stocks, respecting the long-term and the short-term trend, time spreads and non-directional market cycles, which options to select. And here's two questions somebody asked me to go over the weekend, so I'm going to be a nice guy and go over them. How I use my watch list to identify pit trades, the watch list that I give you guys publicly and in the pit. How I use volume profile to help me identify if price is far away from value area or far below. And that's in the VIP room today, which we are going to talk about. And here's the link. And I'm going to make a major announcement there today, a major announcement. And here's the link for Customer Service Live, the Cam and Gustavo show. We have over 700 people here, and we're doing great right now. So let's continue on our quest. We got key U.S. ISM. That's what I told you. The ISM manufacturing this week is going to be really important. You see, right? PMI, ISM, that's going to be really important tomorrow. And it's coming out a little later. And today's factory orders will be important. News is very sensitive right now because of the sensitivity of the change in the economy. So news is going to have Fed data is going to have a bigger impact on price action today. Okay, we're going to be hearing from Fed speakers this week. We got news on tariffs that steeper levies from dozens of trading partners, though the majority are set to take effect August 7th, which is in 3 days, still this week. Europe is giving the market a little bit of tailwind, not a lot, but a little bit of tailwind. And a survey released on Monday showed investor sentiment fell in August. This is not good. This is basically following US markets right now. China ended higher, rebounding from last week's losses, but I want you to see this rebound. It's not a huge rebound. We're still below this level right here. We need to get above this bar right here to start coming back up. We're not there yet. And wait till I show you a key level. Wait till I show you a key level for stocks that you need. We need this. There's something I haven't talked about yet that's really important. Let's see. Japan closed sharply lower today, sharply lower, posting its steepest one-day drop as the latest U.S. jobs data sparked concerns over the health. Bank stocks led the decline, not cooperating with us. And are U.S. stocks cooperating? We're going to find out in a minute. Tesla is a catalyst. Mega caps are a catalyst. Tesla's a catalyst. Anytime a mega cap is up over 1%, it's a catalyst. Spotify is a catalyst, not because it's a large cap, because it reflects on consumer discretionary, and consumer discretionary is huge right now. All right. And yes, thank you, Richard from Puente Gorda for pointing out semiconductors. I missed it. You guys did not. Congrats. Great job on that. Great job on that. Great job on that. Okay, let's talk stocks. Do we have momentum to the upside or downside? Let's see. We have 33 stocks making a 52-week high, and we have 80 stocks making a 52-week low. Nowhere, but notice where the upside is. Remember, I told you last week I'm expecting this number to increase substantially. How about 20-week highs? 24 stocks, 47 stocks, hardly anything. How about 50-day? 30 stocks and 105. How about 90-day? 49 stocks and 109. We have downside momentum, folks. Congratulations. How about stocks making 20-day highs and lows? 97. Look at where it was a week ago. 286. How about 20-day breakdowns? We have 452. A little too much. Look where we were a week ago. My, oh my. 8 times less. See how things have changed? So we're a little overdone to the downside. A little overdone to the downside. Wait till I start giving you analysis. Folks, what's the most important thing for today? For the market to do? Can anybody tell me? What's the single biggest catalyst for today? Can anybody tell me? Can anybody tell me what's the single biggest catalyst for today? You want to print the agenda, Mark? Oy vey. Here's the agenda. Take a screenshot. It's right here. It's too much stuff to print in this thing. No, I'm showing you a technical chart of the SPY, and I'm asking you what's the number one thing every one of you is going to be looking at today? Technical. You know, it's funny. I have a chart right up, and you guys still can't see it, can you? Technical. I'm showing you a technical chart. We're done with the fundamentals. What's the biggest thing you're going to be looking at today? The number one thing you're going to be looking at today. For me to come here and tell you this is going to be the most important thing you're going to be looking at today. CJ, can you be a little more specific? Yes, comic spiral. Yes, right here. Right here. 626.31 on the SPY. Why, Roger? Because that's the gap area. That's the gap. Look at what happened when we tried to get there at night. Bye-bye. It's the gap area, guys. Look. The gap area. Isn't that interesting? How we tried overnight to hit it and we bounced off? The gap area. Are we going to go into the gap? How about QQQ? Are we going to go into the gap? That area happens to be 559. And I know you're writing it down right now. Look at that, 732 people. We got 732 people in here today. Look at that. Pretty good, huh? I want you to write this number down and I want you to understand why it's important. Hold on a second. I want to see if you guys can understand why. So look at the daily chart. Look at the daily chart. We have a gap. We need to know if we can get above this gap. So the first level is, are we going to go above this gap? The second level is going to be the 15-day EMA. The third level is going to be the 8-day EMA. So the first thing is, are we going to get above this level? If we can't get above this level, nothing good's going to happen. We got to take out Friday's high on volume. Then we have to hit the 15-day EMA, and then we have to hit the 8-day EMA. Capiche? Yeah, Martin, with more people, especially when we get into the fall. So do you guys understand the first thing that has to happen today? The first thing that has to happen today. SMH already did it. Okay? SMH actually did it last week. See, it went into this gap. It went into this area. It still has to hit the 15-day, which is a 287.71, and then 288.54. QQQ has to break this level, and then we have to hit on the daily the 15 and the 8, which you both have on your daily chart, and the SPY. Once it hits above this level, which it hasn't been able to break in 48 hours now, we have to get above 626.31. QQQ has to get above 559. Capiche? Then we have to break the 15-day and the 8-day. Will I be keeping you posted on all of these shenanigans? Obviously, I will. Okay? But Roger, what about all of this other stuff you've been talking about? Nothing good's going to happen until we break this level. So what's the point of talking about it? So why don't we keep an eye on these levels, shall we? Because that's the most important thing today. And that happened to be a catalyst for today. Because if I'm not the only one looking at those levels, institutions are looking at those levels. On RSP, those levels have already been hit, but look at how sheepish once we hit those levels. Look at price. What happened when we came to that area, when we tried to break it? Right here. Look at when I show up the bar here. Look at that. See? Shitty price action. And then boom, below it now. This is the level. We need to break this level during the session. 182.35. QQQE. Look at what happens when we try to break this level today. Look at right here when I point my cursor, right? See what happens? Doesn't like that level. It doesn't like that level. That level is 97.47. SPY gap here, Ira, here. 626.31. And look at what it tried to break that level at night. Look at what happened. Do you understand? Nothing will happen until we break those levels, folks. I got to get out of here. Let me give you stocks for so basically we're looking at the S&P and the QQQ to hit those. Oh, I forgot the most important ones. Shit. Mags, excuse me. Mega caps. Mega caps, that level is 57.85-ish. Here, let me draw it here. Right there. 57.83, 57.85. You get it. Notice couldn't break that level. All right, Ira. Oh, that's a great question. Dan, the downside, the low, Friday's low. Friday's low. Friday, right here, Friday's low. And remember, it's Monday, folks. And on Friday and Mondays, a lot of times nothing happens. Okay. We just consolidate. We consolidate. So remember, Mondays are not, and I'm not going to be chasing any longs till we are in this side of the fence, not on this side of the fence. We can just consolidate here for the next 3 or 4 days, pretend we're going up, get a bunch of people who think we're bouncing up, trying to buy cheap at the 50-day line and come back up. The low, Friday's low is the major area to the downside. Sorry, I should have said it. I'm not seeing a major threat of that first half of the day, and I keep you updated on Telegram anyway. Right, Dan? So, and you guys can always email me, but I'll keep you posted. I think we may just have a choppy day today. Unless we really start going back up fast with gusto, we may just consolidate around here because the overnight market was not as beautiful as I thought it would be. Okay. Not even close. I thought we would jump a lot more than that. But again, it's Monday. Mondays are rough. All right. Let me give you guys stocks. I'm going to be late to work. I got to walk my dogs right now. Let me give you stocks that I'm looking at, and I got to get out of here, and I am going to be late to work. Uh, you know what? I'm going to use bar chart because I have these VWAPs here. Are you guys getting value out of this session? I'll talk about that today, Dan RS. I'll talk about that today in the VIP room. I really do have to get out of here. Remember, I have to walk my dogs before going to work. My wife is not here. And they're big dogs, so it's a line right here to the downside. You got to wait for this to break 160.82. And by the way, you can watch a replay of this. Right here is a link if you want to. Are you not trading? What work are you not trading? Gee, boss, I have to go to the office. I do the same thing. It's just different office. CL. It's boring for Matt to be there by himself, and it's just boring to be in a room by himself. Even though we never talk, it's still boring to be in a room by yourself all day. That's a nice looking stock and phase. ACN. Folks, be patient today. Let stocks come to you. Okay. ACN, FI. Nice looking. These are all shorts. Lulu, a little overextended actually now. I would wait for it to come to the 8-day. I would wait for Lulu to come right back here and then sell it. GoDaddy. The cats are okay, John. They're okay. They don't really need much. Is trading your work? G-Boss. No. My job is underwater basket weaving. I'm a professional underwater basket weaver. MAA, Mid-America Apartment Communities. This used to be on our list all the time, like a couple of years ago, and then it got off our list, and now it's back on our list. Nice trend, nice clean trend. These are the kind of stocks we like. All right, let me show you upside now. BWA. Oops, wrong ticker. Yeah, cats have an indoor area to use the restroom, but the dogs don't. And I closed the gate, the back gate, because the cats were trying to get out. So I have to walk them before. INSM, AP, LHX. This is a defense stock. Be careful because it's related to Palantir. But it is looking pretty juicy this morning. Newmont Mining is actually looking pretty good. It looks like an A line. It needs to trade above 64. It needs to trade above 64. See you later, Angie. Have a great day. They have an auto box. They have a robot box, Kirk. They have a robotic or an AI litter box. No, I'm not kidding. They have an AI litter box. I don't have an AI toilet, but they have an AI toilet. Who's the boss around here? This has to trade above 168.74. Johnson & Johnson, 168.74, but I like it. DHI looks pretty good. This is looking pretty good, actually. And lastly, RMD. That looks very nice. All right, folks, again, Customer Service Live, the Cam and Gustavo show is the place to go when you need questions answered. Lines are not working, relative strength confirmations, understanding what Roger does, customer service live. They answer the same questions all the time. Trust me, your question is not that different. And VIP room. Here's VIP room. What's the agenda for the VIP room? I'm glad you asked. How I select day trades and swing trades for the pit. Different types of trading setups I trade and why. How the morning and the VIP room show help me identify the current market structure. Why options are an afterthought. Why the general market always comes first and why this is the biggest mistakes non-pros make. Staying away from chop and the noise when picking stocks, respecting the long-term and the short-term trend, time spreads and other non-directional market cycles, which options to select for the underlying asset, how I use a watch list for identifying pit trades, how I use volume profile to help me identify if a price is far away from value area. I will be talking about all of that today. I cannot wait to see you there. And ciao. Ciao. Have a great day, everybody. Please be careful today. Don't do anything the first hour of the day, and keep an eye on how price reacts at this level. 626.31 and on the QQQ 559 and on mega caps 57.83. Very, very important. This is something we need to pay very close attention to today. I'll see you guys later. And again, the biggest announcement in 2 years is happening in the VIP room today. You guys will love it. I hope to see you there. Bye, Alexander. I hope you did okay with that trade on Friday. Don't over leverage your account anymore. I'm watching you, Alexander. I'm watching you. That's right. Bye, guys. Please be careful, folks, and don't jump into FOMO today. Please don't let FOMO get you today, okay? Bye. I'll be updating you in the VIP room all day long and in the pit and Matt's trading zone. We'll be updating you all day long.